Hello everybody, this is Alyssa from Make Arts and Crafts, and today we are here for one of my long overdue hoard slash stash videos. We are going to go over putties and waxes. That's what we're going to start with today. And I was like, I didn't feel like clearing off I'm working, as you can see, on this amazing whip right here. I did not feel like clearing everything off in order to be able to well, I wasn't planning on actually removing the canvas. I just did not feel like clearing all the stuff that's laying on top of the canvas off in order to lay my normal desk topper down. So you get to look at this beautiful background of this gorgeous whip that I'm doing right here. Making good progress on. I have 2 pages officially done on it. So we are good. We are doing good. We have page 1 and page 2, and now I can start on page 3. But anyways, so we're gonna roll into it. I had to grab the waxes. Ooh, I think I know. Oh, I think I have one more area of in progress or not using wax. So I have a ton of like little like travel type things. I always keep like a wax and a putty in my travel things. So like this is this little bag right here. I always have a tray. I have a Sharpie. I have a pen, tweezers. This is what I always keep in this little go bag. It's always got a putty, a wax. This one is the green clover and aloe, which I love. Oh, heavenly. Smells so good. One of my favorites for this one here. A pair of tweezers, a Sharpie, because you always made to write on bags. One of my absolute favorite pens of all times. This pen is like this is actually my first MTN Inspirations pen, and it is like heaven. I love this pen and I love everything about it. So this one is my travel pen. I probably should swap it out. It's got a 6-placer on it, and my go-to is an 8-placer, but it works for those smaller projects. A random washi, and then here we go with our, so now I have all of, oh wait, and I need to look into this. So that's like my go bag if I'm traveling. I always grab this because it's already ready to go, and all I need to do is then grab the diamond painting because that's got a putty, a wax, a tray, and a pen in it. And then this is my other travel one, which this one also has, I don't think I have a putty in here now. This one also has, you know, a tray, and then it has a pen, and this also being one of my absolute favorite pens ever. It's this gorgeous, stunning Fire and Ice pen from Leopard Leatherworks. It's literally one of my favorite pens as well. So I always keep a pen in there, a tray in there, baggies, because I usually use this to work on like my paint gems or my mini dazzles. So you can see I've got the cards for some of the mini dazzles in here, and it's got a wax. This one is the golden pear and clove. Oh, heavenly scent. I'm not gonna smell all of these, don't worry. But anyways, so this is kind of like my travel container 1, travel container 2, and then what I had just sitting at my desk, which was 2 different putties and a wax. So I'm gonna go over those. Oh, I need to put the tray back in here. I'm gonna go over those, and then we're gonna pull out the actual things because I want to leave these in their like respective locations. But in here, I have 3 waxes right now. I've got the green clover and aloe, golden pear and clove from WeWax, and then I have a marshmallow peepers from Pure Bliss Wax Company. And then my putties that I have out are all 3 of them are from Mary Mud, which she has not opened her shop back up after giving birth to her daughter a little over a year ago. Well, maybe a year and a half ago, something. I don't even remember. It's been a hot minute. Maybe a year ago, something to that effect. But basically, she has not opened her shop back up. So eventually, maybe she will. We will see, because that would be wonderful, because I love WeWax, or Mary Mud. I love all of it. And I have a ton of Mary Mud. You'll see I have a ton of Mary Mud. So basically, we've got a stress relief Mary Mud, which is like a eucalyptus, apple crisp, which kind of smells like food, like not just like apple. It's very much smells like a dessert. And then apple blossom, which as far as floral scents, that's actually like, I'm surprised that I can tolerate this one. So these are the 3 putties and the 3 waxes that I have here to start off with that are like I always have like a working stash of it. I'm going to put them back because otherwise I will forget, and then I will go to travel and I won't have the stuff that I need where I need it. And I'm actually going to throw one of these in. I'm going to throw the apple crisp in that one so that way I have one in there, because I think I finished the other one. All right, so remove those out of the way. These are going to go over to the side of my desk. And now we're going to roll into the waxes and putties. We're going to start with waxes. So I just pulled my drawers completely out of my storage system so I could go over everything a little bit more properly. And I actually need to kind of go through and do some destashing of stuff. I pulled some putties out just like that were in a different storage size container. I pulled some putties out to do my de-stash because I'm trying to cut down on some stuff, but like I am not getting rid of my waxes. I love my waxes. They're phenomenal smells and everything, and I just can keep collecting. So we'll start off with the smaller section of the waxes. So here, this is a one from We Wax. This is Peach Nectar, so they are super adorable, and I'll have to turn the overhead on so you can see that. So if you guys can see, these are what Laura made me for last year's Lunar New Year event. Lunar New Year DP along was this one. So we have the Peach Nectar. Then we have some swags, and I have 4 different swagses. I have Mermaid Tail swags that I don't think I've even used. I probably will pull this one into like a de-stash pile. I haven't used it. There's a Witching You Well, which is this green one, which I think is a pine tree-ish type scent. I don't know. So I'm gonna put that one because I'm like, I have so many, and like I have my go-tos. I have used the first snow, I believe. Yep, I've scraped it a little bit, like a couple times for this first snow from Swax. These are from Sports Designs by Abigail Marie, and Abigail hasn't been running her shop lately, so I'll have a lot of things and a lot of companies that you can't really buy from necessarily anymore. And then of course the Festive Flamingo. This one I am going to keep, but I'm not a big fan of like the type of shapes like that. I find them hard to use. And then this is, I'm trying to think of where I got this one from. It's a wax, and I think I got it from the same place that I can't remember where I got this one from. It might have been from the same place as these putties here. Maybe not. I can't remember, but it could have also been like an event thing. But it has wax in it right there. So there's another wax. And then I have my bars of wax from Patty Wax. So I do love theirs, and I have used quite a bit. I've used these ones quite a bit, probably more than anything else. Because these are what I used for the longest time until Laura started coming out with her We Wax. But essentially, first off, we have our Australian Bamboo Grass, which is a lovely scent. I love this one. And then there is just black coffee, which is a nice coffee smell. I do not like coffee, but I love the smell of like stuff like this. That smells like coffee. And then I have a Raspberry Mojito. So there's the Raspberry Mojito, and I love when there are slight decorations on them. And then we go into Pink Sands, which that one I haven't even used yet. My Orange Dreamsicle I've used quite a bit. That's one that I've used a lot. I love orange flavors. Coconut Craziness, also we've used that a fair amount, but I love coconut as well. And then Lime Basil Mango, I've used this one quite a bit as well with the scrape marks that you see in it. So those are the Patty Waxes, as you can see there. Now we're going to roll into I think it's the We Waxes are what I have next. I have to put those in place. Let me put this under here and tilt it so it doesn't go. So if I tilt it, then it's not going to go off flying down on me, and I can, safely not have to worry about these rolling the wrong way. So first up, we have, let me see how many of those. Okay, that one's not a wax, but most of these are We Wax. A couple of them are not. So we're going to take a look at them. We're going to start off with, and we've got a Coastal Breeze We Wax. This is Pure Bliss Wax Company right here, and that's hot cocoa. And then we have Irish Cream Coffee, also from Pure Bliss Wax Company. Some of these I have not even used. And then this one is Truly Jelly Beans, also from the Pure Bliss Wax Company, but they're hard to see. But it's the jelly beans. And then we have a Winter Berries We Wax. We have Orange Sherbet We Wax, which is a lovely one. And then here is a Strawberries and Champagne. I love one. One of the first ones that she came out with, that Laura did in the small containers. And then here is a Patsy Putty, which actually goes over in the putties now, which I think I have a handful of putties in here, but because they were the containers. But this is going to be one. Let me grab the paper and look at that. Love it. So this is one of her Halloween-y ones. And this is the Jack-o'-lantern. And that's a putty. So I have not actually used it because I'm like, it's too cute. I don't want to ruin it, but I need to use it. I'm trying to actually go through. I have not really been buying much putties or waxes or anything because I'm trying to use what I have. And then we roll into these. Here is Cozy Cabin We Wax, which is a great flavor. Fresh Bamboo, one of my all-time favorites right there. I love the Fresh Bamboo. It's wonderful. I just haven't used it yet. And then we have Orange Crush. This was for my Lunar New Year DP25. So this was the scent that Laura did for that. I love it. It smells so good. That Orange Crush scent, amazing. And then we have a Lily of the Valley right here. So I'm put that one right over there. Then we go into Sweater Weather. And then we've got Mocha Mint, Sweet Strawberry. This one is the Drills and Chills 2024, which is Drills and Chillax. I've used this one quite a bit, as you can see. I really liked this scent. It's got that like, I don't know. I'm so bad with scents and telling what things are, but I really like this one here. And then we get more Wee Wax. There's Fresh Linen. And then we have Passion Fruit and Guava, Salted Butterscotch, and Gingerbread Wee Wax. And I get the Wee Wax subscription, which includes the waxes and the soy wax melts. So I get this and a soy wax melt every month from Laura, so I don't even have to think about it. Here's another putty. This is actually from Patsy Putty. This is Pumpkin Pecan Waffles, and it's a larger one. And when we look at it, there is that one. That one I'll probably use before some of the others, but that's a pumpkin-y scent, so it's going to go into the fall time. But that is another putty right there for Patsy Putty. Now we're going to get into these larger Wee Waxes. These are some of the original ones. So Mahogany Coconut is one of my all-time favorites. I love this one. I love anything coconut flavored, and I love the woody scents. So that's Mahogany Coconut. These three are actually all Patsy Putties. So we've got Spooky Buckets, which is, that's in there as well. But we're going to look at our little bucket. So, brings us back to our childhood with the, let me get my tweezers just right. There we go. So there is our bucket with the little face on it. That one's going to be a little bit more of a straightforward one to use. It's not as elaborate of a decoration. And then we have an apple pie, which I think is shaped like a pie or an apple slice or something to that effect. It's been a while since I've looked at it. Yep, so there is our apple pie. Oh, look at that. That's so elaborate with these painted putties. So that one is a lovely scent. These are fall scents, which is why, part of why I haven't used them is they're fall scents. So yeah, they're there. And then we have the La Katrina, which is another Patsy putty, and you can see there is the mold for that one. It's so pretty. I don't know that I'm a big fan of the scent of this one, but it's very pretty. Let me go ahead and pull this. Yeah, I don't really care for that scent. So this one I'm going to put in my de-stash, put it off to the side so that way I can de-stash it, since I'm not going to use it since I don't really like that scent. Look, there's another, I think this is the last Patsy Putty right here. Pumpkin Donut Shop. This one I think I liked. Like anything pumpkin, I love the scent of. But look at that. Look at that. So cute. Oh, yes, I do like the scent of that one. So I'm keeping that one, the pumpkin one. But I'm just going to get rid of that one over there. So now we're going to look at the large Wee Waxes that we have. So here's Cozy Cabin, which I now have two Cozy Cabins. I have the small Cozy Cabin and the large Cozy Cabin. And I think I probably should get rid of one of them. Because, I mean, like I said, I've got the two of them. And let me make sure that they smell the same, because sometimes things can change. So let's see here. This one's a much milder scent for this Cozy Cabin, which I'm going to keep the smaller one because it's a little bit easier, and then I'm going to de-stash the large Cozy Cabin. And then we have Candy Cane, nice bright red. I haven't even used that one. Wow. Normally I get it in and I use it until I get a new one. And there's Fruit Loops, which I have used Fruit Loops. It's hard to tell, but I have used the Fruit Loops one, which does smell like Fruit Loops. And then these three, we've got a pool party. That was my first one that I ever got. And then there's Winter Woods, which this one was one of them that I really liked. So I think I've used this one quite a bit. Yeah, I've actually used it in my multi-placer. It doesn't look like it because I've scraped to fill my multi-placers for AB usage with this particular one there. I used a 10-placer in here, which is the nice thing is that you can actually fit that large in these larger containers that she doesn't use anymore. But, I mean, this is plenty of wax there. And then Autumn Harvest is another one that I really enjoyed. Oh, I love that smell of Autumn Harvest. Love, love, love it. So those are my waxes. We're going to end like a handful of putties. I'm going to go ahead and put these back. And then we are going to take a look at our, so there's another Patsy Putty there. We'll just leave it like that. And now we're going to go ahead and do these. I try to keep them semi-organized by shop. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I do them like this, that way it's easier to, you know, like navigate what I have. We'll put that in there, here, shove these back down. So that is my wax collection that I have. So like I said, I've got a fair number of waxes, and I'll put those there so that way it just keeps everything in place. And I'm going to destash a handful of these things. So I've got like 5 things I'm going to destash. Not a lot. But that is wax collection and wax hoard. Now we're going to roll into, I should probably move this out of the way. Let me put it in my chair, and then we're going to grab my putties. I pre-staged and actually had everything over here. So that's a short bucket. This one is a tall bucket for the putties. And I just pulled the drawer out. And then I will pull these out individually to rifle through. But I wanted to show you what they look like. So I have some diamond painting putty by Painting Sparkles. So this is vanilla. I've never seen yellow vanilla, but it's vanilla. It's a putty. I don't know how I feel about having the putty like in these types of containers, because that interferes with my normal way of like plopping up and using my filling my things. Here's Mango, also by Painting Sparkles. This one's really pretty and sparkly, and it's got a couple like swans in the front. And then there is Fairy's Dream, and this was a little sample one, which that one, scent is okay. But there are those ones, and I feel like I probably won't use these 2 little ones because of how I have to fill them, so I'm going to put them off to the side. We're doing a destash as we go. I think I have some actual like putty tubes rather than the fill putty like this from Painting Sparkles somewhere in one of here. So we're going to put this one off to the side for right now, just because I know me, and it's going to be a challenge for me to use those to fill how I like to fill. So now we're going to pull out our actual putties so that way we can see them a little easier. And the nice thing, you can see I have 3 putty containers, and I did get these from Bella Art de Nicole. They're pretty much the only thing that I found that really works and fits the putties like I want it to. So we are going to go ahead and take a look at my putty. So as we look in here, this whole first section, this is basically Captivating Caulk from Sports Designs by Abigail Marie. I have tried to alphabetize it, but I have not bought really, I very much have not been buying putty lately because I have so much putty, as you can see. But you have different brands because sometimes one thing works more than the other. Like the kit that I'm working on right now, I'm using a Mary Mud on, and I have to constantly refill it because the drills, the special drills on that kit are just like eating the putty. So, and that's with the Mary Mud. So I was like, I should probably switch over to something a little bit harder like the Randas. So the different putties, I find different companies have different formulas and they work differently. So with the Sports Design putty is a little bit of a softer putty. It's her Captivating Caulk, as she calls it, is a little bit of a softer putty, which I find is a little bit, works better in like the winter time when it's cold. That's when I go for like these softer brands. So we have a Grow Through What You Go Through one. We have a Fire Breather, which I've used a little bit of. I have Fire Breather, which was mislabeled. On this one, I think it's supposed to be like Ice Breather, but they've got dragon scales. There's this one, which is a Flamingo Sunset putty. We have Holiday Spice. This one I did really like the flavor of, or scent of. We have Lightning Wielder. I've used that one a few times. Have not used this one at all, the Love. I think it's a rose scent, and if it's a rose scent, I'm going to put it in the get rid of pile because I'm not florally. Yeah, that one's florally, so this is going in the get rid of pile. And then we have the By the Silvery Moon, which I've used that one as well. I find it tricky to work with the ones that have this much mica powder on them. They just don't work as well, I find. And then there's Strawberry Milk Captivating Caulk right there. Sugar Plum, I've used that one a number of times. I did like that one. Witching You Well, I did like this one. This was the same as that. I liked the scent of it because it's the same as that Christmas tree wax that I had. But those are my Sports Designs putties, or caulks as she calls them. And then we get into my Randa's Crafty Corner putty. So we're going to go ahead and bring it off to the side right here, and we're gonna go through the top half and the bottom half. So I have a little bit more of the Randa's putty. I find that this works really well when you need something that's heavy or like a little bit of a thicker, more sturdy putty, that's when I go to my Randa's putty. So I've got a lot of it because I like the scents. This was one of the first putties I tried. This one is probably only like, I just put this one back in and it's like maybe a third of it left. There's, that's apple cinnamon. And then we've got Babe Rum. There's blood orange. You'll notice I have a thing for like the citruses. I've used a lot of the blood orange. There's not a lot left in there. Chai tea, which is, oh, so good. I savor that one. Coconut cream pie. Lovely scent. And then we have coconut eggnog. I apparently have 2 coconut eggnogs. So I think this one I'm going to set off to the side because I don't need 2 coconut eggnogs. Eucalyptus woods. I love eucalyptus. There's a frozen raspberry lemonade. We have a gingerbread right here. Iced lemon biscotti. Lovely one. I love citrusy scents. So you'll see a lot of food and citruses in there. Indigo seas and lime. And then our second half, what do we have in our second half? We have some mistletoe. I try to alphabetize these so it's easier to work with. Orange sickle, again, I love orange things. Palm tree breeze. Palm trees are wonderful. I like any of those tropical scents. A peach citrus. Pine breeze, so trees and sandalwood. I need it, like sandalwood is one of my favorites. Sea moss and sage. Spiced caramel pear. Vanilla spice. Warmth for the holidays. White Tahitian woods. I really like that one. I also have 2 of this white Tahitian woods, which I don't really need to. So I'm going to actually, as much as I love it, I'm going to put one of them off to the side because I do not need 2 of the same scent. So that was my Randa's putty from Randa's Crafty Corner. And now we're going to go into the next company or the next section, which is a lot of like the miscellaneous small shops in this category right here. So this is going to be multiple shops, but it's going to be ones that I only have a couple from the shop. So first off, our first ones are going to be these ones right here. So this is Chit, C-H-I-T, from Enablers Outpost. So I do have some of theirs, which I don't have a ton of them, but they haven't been making them as frequently. They've just started, Elizabeth said they just started making them back up again and doing more chits. But for a while there, they didn't have any chit. So we have Autumn Wreath. Then we have Blueberry Pancakes, which is a really good one. There's Christopher Koala, which was a lovely scent. Forest Pine, as you can see, I like the non-citrusy stuff. Or the non-floral stuff. Malibu Rum Cake, that was a really good one. And then Sweet Cabernet. So those were the chits. I found that the formula seemed to be a little bit more of that softer putty for their chit. So it works well in the winter time for me. And then here you can see I have the Diamond Painting Putty by Painting Sparkles. This is Pumpkin Pie. So that's an actual putty as opposed to the other ones were actual putties too, but they were just in the tubes. I like them flat like this. And then I have Black Raspberry and Vanilla. This is from Creations Morin. I've used this one a fair amount. It's only maybe half of it left. And then we have Nebula Artistry. Here is Mango right there. I have a Patsy Putty April Showers, so I like it when they come like this. I'll still be able to use it. Here is a, let's see, this one is Putty Crackers, Boutique and More. This is the Great Lakes Escape 2024 putty that's actually has a map on the front of it. It's kind of cool. Here's another Patsy Putty. This is Let It Snow. This one is really cool. This was in a mystery box from Enablers Outpost, and it is so cute. Look at this. It's like a little sugar cookie. Like, the detail that the small shop owners do for this, and I'm like, I haven't used it because I'm like, it's a shame to break into this little sugar cookie with the little snowman on it. I'm like, I can't bring myself, or not the snow penguin on it, I can't bring myself to use it. So that one has not been used at all because it's so adorable. And then I'm like, but once I use it, I can't use it again. We're going to put that right there with the other Patsy Putty. And then we have a couple of Butterfly Effect Wears ones. I wasn't as big of a fan of their putty, just for me personally, so I do not have as many from them. So there's Cosmic Alien Putty, there's Cotton Candy, and then there's Secret Keeper. So those are the only 3 that I had from them. They're not something that I really go to, and I don't really care for it as much, so I'm actually going to pull these out and put them in the de-stash pile. Because it's just not, I don't find it works well for me. I don't like how it works as well. And this is why putties are such a individual, like, preferences thing. because they work so differently depending on your climate and how you do your pressing. All of that factors into how the putties work. So now we have some Pure Bliss Wax Company. I haven't used these in a while, so I'll have to pull them back out and use them. But we have Fruity Jelly Beans. And then we have a Hot Cocoa, Marshmallow Peepers, which I have that same thing in the wax. So since I already have it in wax, I feel like I do not need it in a putty, so I'm going to put it off to the side. And then I have a couple from Diamond Artisan shop. Here is Almond Macaroon, because she does have putties as well. There's Orange Groves, which I love that. I think it is fantastic. And what I love about how she's done it, okay, this is the cutest thing ever. I don't know if she's still doing it because I haven't bought these. This is from like one of her first releases that she ever did. But look at that. Look at that. There's a little orange charm in there to like really add to it and make it super adorable. So I thought that was wonderful. But that's Orange Cloves. Or Orange Groves, which has a really lovely orange scent. I love it. And then there's, here's from the same one, Diamond Artisan Shop. Here is the Sakura. I want to see, I can't remember what charm was on this one. But it was super cute. And yeah, look at that. Look at that, the cherry blossom. How adorable is that? So I love those. Have not used them because I'm like, oh, but then I'm using them. So I need to. I've used the sample. Here's another one, which is the Shake Your Bum Bum, which is a small sample that I've almost completely used. I feel like, do I already have this one? This is another from Creations Morin. Let me look. I thought I already looked at one from Creations Morin. What scent was it? I think it was the same thing. Oh, no, okay. So this is Marshmallow Fireside. I'm going to put it with the other Creations Morin. And then I have another putty cracker, because I only have 2 putty crackers. This one is Candy Cane, gingerbread candy canes. So I really know nothing about putty cracker. These are ones that I've got in like kits. I never actually purchased them, but it's just a red putty. I've used it once, but it doesn't even really have a very strong scent to it. But yes, so that is the putty cracker one. I'm going to put that with the other Great Lakes Escape one. All right, so we actually thinned out my putty a little bit on that category. So there was tray number 1 of putty. Now we've got tray number 2, which is all Mary Mud. Literally this entire thing is Mary Mud. So for all of these shops, I'm not going to go through and like link every single shop. If you're interested in a shop, then go look them up. But like because some of them you won't be able to buy from, like Sports Designs, Mary Mud, Pity Putty, things like that. You're not going to be able to purchase from anymore. So this right here is all of my Mary Mud, and I'm actually think I'm going to get rid of my Zodiac set because I haven't used it because I didn't want to break into them. So I think I am going to put the Zodiac set in the D-stash pile because I haven't used them, and they have a combination of the floral-y type, like combined stuff, but there is some floralness to them. I think that one I used once. But you can see I did cut a tiny little bit off of it right there. But these all look fantastic, and they've got some mica powder in them, and they're cute and glittery and all of that, but I prefer the other ones better. These are much more complicated scents. So I have the entire Zodiac series from all 12 of the Zodiacs from Mary Mud. So there's our Aquarius, Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, Gemini, Leo, Libra, Pisces, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Virgo. So I have all of them, and they're all like pretty like elaborate looking, but they're very complicated scents, very complicated profile for scents. So I think I'm actually going to put these in the D-stash pile as well. And then I'm not going to pull all of these out because there's so many of them, but I'll be able to go through them a little bit easier now. So I have apple, and they're going to be in alphabetical order as well. Apple pecan pancakes, Bahama Mama. Then we've got birthday cake. I really like the birthday cake. Black cherry, black raspberry vanilla, Bogeyman, which I'm not as big of a fan as some of these like holiday scents like that. So I'm going to put that one off to the side. Buttercream, which is a one I really liked. Candyland, it was okay for Candyland. Not as much as my favorite. Cantaloupe, chestnuts and brown sugar, cream soda, which I loved the cream soda. And then I have a creamy coconut, Earl Grey tea, which I love that. Fall Harvest, which was wonderful. Fantasyland, again, one I'm not really a big fan of. Frosty Berry, Fruity Pebbles. This is one of the first ones that I got for the Fruity Pebbles. Gingerbread, Grapefruit Lemongrass, Hawaiian Burst. I've used that one a fair amount. Hazelnut coffee. I've also used quite a bit of that one. Horchata. I have 2 horchatas because I love the horchata so much, but I'm going to keep those both. Hot buttered rum. Hot cocoa. Huckleberry Harvest, which is blueberry, like blueberries basically. Ice cream party. Leaves. Then we have lemon cherry swirl. Yeah, lemon cherry swirl. And then we have a lemon chiffon, a lemon lime soda, magic potion. I'm not much of a fan of those holiday flavors that she did for things for Halloween. Mango, marshmallow fireside. I did like that one. Mermaids at midnight. Not as much of a fan of that one. Monkey farts, which I think is banana. I wasn't really a big fan of that one as well. Mulled cider, ocean breeze, orange soda. So that's the first whole big section of the Merry Mud there. So now we're going to roll into the next section of it. So we are going to first try to actually put that in place. There we go. So now our next half, we have a peach Bellini, pina colada, which I really liked that one, plum blush, pomegranate cider, pretty pink flamingo, pumpkin cheesecake, shaker of salt, strawberry jam, strawberry shortcake, sweet snow, tricks or treats. I think I liked that one. Unicorn burp. That one was fun. Vampire bite. This one was like, it was okay. Victorian Christmas. I liked that one. Watermelon lemonade, winter ice, witch's brew, which I'm going to pull out as well. I wasn't as big of a fan of that one. A wizard and wands. That one. Let me see what scent this one was. Some of them I can remember the scents. Others I don't. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of the wizards and wands. So we're going to put that one off to the side as well. So that is the conclusion of my Merry Mud. And we've just thinned that down as well, which is always nice when I can do that and thin it down. So now I have room for other stuff, theoretically. But there's that one. Now we're going to roll into this category here, which is primarily Pity Putty, which is another one that you can't purchase anymore. I have quite a bit of Pity Putty, but because I do like it. This is also one that kind of tends, so Merry Mud is like my in-between putty. Randa's is my hard putty. Swartz Designs, that's my softer putty. And then Pity Putty also goes a little bit more on that softer side as well. It's kind of like medium to soft is what I found. So we have apple maple bourbon, which was a great one. Balsam, which I liked. Banana nut bread. We have a bergamot broomstick. Blueberry mojito. Blueberry muffins. Carrot cake. Cauldron brew. Cherry cheesecake. One of my favorites, churro. I actually have 2 of it because I loved it so much. Cinnamon buns. Diamonds and diversity. Electric apple. Fresh strawberries. This is from the Sailor Moon event, the first one. Fresh squeezed oranges, Gummylicious, Harvest Festival, holiday cookies, holiday wreath, hot cocoa, hot fudge brownies, and then we have just peachy, lemon tart, mango lassie, Mexican hot chocolate, October mystery, which was creme brulee is the October mystery. We have a passion fruit medley, pumpkin roll cake, the September mystery, which I don't know what scent that one was. Spiced cranberry. We have sugar crystals, summer scoops, sweet figs, sweet potato, and brown sugar, which surprisingly enough is a like really good one. Tropical vacation, watermelon lemonade, which I have 2 of, so I'm actually going to pull one of the watermelon lemonades out. Whipped limoncello, winter mittens, and I don't think I was a fan of the winter mittens, so I think I'm also going to pull. Well, maybe I actually did like it, because it seems like it's primarily, a lot of it is gone. So we will see how much of it is there. Yeah, there's only like half of it left for the winter mittens, so I've used like half of it already. So those are my Pity Putties, and then we have our last mini category are my wee waxes, my wee putties. So we have an apple cinnamon, we have a harvest spice, and a white birch. And with these, I found that very similar. These were also one. It was like they were hard but soft at the same time for me and how I work. So it was a little bit different. So that's why I only have a couple of those ones. But that is my putty and wax hoard that you guys just got to see. So quite a bit. There's a lot of small shops. I have a lot of putties. I'm basically set on putty for life. I'm going to go ahead and put them back in here. I'm definitely set on putty for life. And now I'm going to look at, like, I managed to thin it out a little bit, which is always fantastic. That, like, because I'm trying to downsize stuff, because I have so much. So like I've just pulled out quite a few. I've got the Zodiac ones that I've pulled out, the butterfly effect wares that I've pulled out. Here, I'm pulling them and separating them out into the different categories. That's one. These are all Mary Muds that go with the Zodiacs. These are the Corando's Crafty Corner that I have extra of, the Swartz design. So yeah, I've got quite a few that I've pulled to get rid of. So that's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 putties that I'm getting rid of, plus these putties and waxes that you see over here. So that will definitely cut down on some of what I have by getting rid of these ones and go from there. So I'm putting them in my de-stash pile to work on for the de-stashing. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing a little bit of my hoard and how much stuff I have. Let me turn that overhead off because that glare is annoying. So yeah, it's quite a bit, but I'm also downsizing by quite a bit. That's like 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 35 things that I'm going to be getting rid of. And as you can see, it hardly made a dent in what I had because I have so much. So anyways, that is all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my first set of hoarded items, which would be putties and waxes. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.